Hello to the gamers. Welcome. Welcome to Papa's house. I feel like, you know how Papa John said he ate 40 pizzas in 30 days? That's how I feel right now, but for Quaker Oats rice cakes. I think I'm eating those rice cakes at like an unsustainable rate. Now, each rice cake is only like 45 calories. But then, like, if you eat like 7 of them in a sitting, like an hour after dinner, I don't necessarily think that's necessary on like a metabolic level. But there's something about that flavor powder, man. There's something about that flavor powder. Something about it, man. I don't know what to say. There's a dude from Philly that ate 40 rotisserie chickens in 40 days. Okay, at the risk of this one's for the lore masters, okay? At the risk of walking down the same path as why is everyone sharing that disc golf hole in one? I could probably hit that if you gave me 10 tries. I'm a little surprised that at the outpouring of support for the guy who ate 40 rotisserie chickens in 40 days. Is that not just like typical like bachelor behavior? Is it not if a man in his like late 30s got divorced, is that not some behavior you would expect? Is that every day on his ride home from work he would stop in at the Costco, get a rotisserie chicken, and then like, you know, say he's only going to eat like half of it for dinner and then like 2 hours later put the rest on a sandwich or something like that? I feel like you could do that for like a month straight, a month and a bit. My grandma did that. That's what or maybe it's like, maybe it's one of those things where it's like it's so pedestrian that to make it a spectator event is the joke in and of itself. I'm not a mix it up guy. I'm very like, I don't know if I would say I'm utilitarian when it comes to food, but like if I find something that works, I stick with it. I remember there was an article that was like, meet this crazy guy. He's 67 years old and he's brought a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to work every single day. And they gave him an interview and it's like exactly what you would expect. His interview was like, took a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to work on the first day. I liked it and I said, I'm going to keep this up. And it just I never got tired of it. So why would you? I think if you find something that works for you, like let it ride, you know? Now, peanut butter and jelly, it's not my sandwich of choice, and I'll tell you why. When you pack them in a lunch at 7 a.m. and then crack it open at 12:30, the bread is like, it's not bread and it's not jelly, it's like a bread and jelly plasma. It's become like super fluid at that point, and that's like, for me, I guess maybe you could put like a little peanut butter on both sides of the bread and then the jelly in the middle, and then you'd have like a barrier to provide some integrity. That makes sense, but I'm more of a, well, like if I'm just being honest with you, I love a sandwich, but it's hard to bring a sandwich to work. Because a sandwich that you kept in the work fridge does not taste as good as a sandwich that you made 5 minutes ago. If you toast the bread and then you put it in the work fridge, the toasted bread tastes like dog water. It's horrible. It's not a good, if anything, it would be nice to, I don't know what kind of office environment you got there. If you got the cupboard space in your office and a kitchenette or something like that, you could bring bread to the office and then keep like the meat, the cheese, and the lettuce and the mustard inside of the work fridge or something like that. Are you an ingredient eater? I don't even know. What does that mean? An ingredient eater. I would say I eat ingredients in the strictest sense. Eat before, like while chopping vegetables? Do I eat them? Yes, absolutely. You know, like if a recipe calls for like 2 carrots to go into the stir fry, only like 1.5 carrots are making it into the stir fry. Half of 1 carrot is entering my body raw, which is probably how I ended up getting salmonella that one time to begin with, but whatever. Yeah, when the recipe says 2 chicken breasts, one of them just goes down the hatch. Bon appetit. Another trick, when my wife looks like she's done dinner, I say, do you want me to organics this for you? And then she says, yes, please. And then I open up the organics bin and I put half of her leftovers in the organics bin and the other half straight into my mouth. No lies detected. I'm doing exactly the same thing with the food that the organics bin is doing. We're both just breaking it down, letting the bacteria, inside of us do its work. Oh yeah, let's break it down. Yeah, organics like compost. We call it organics. I don't know. I feel like compost is almost like you need a pile. I don't have a compost, like a heap, but I have a bin where organic matter goes. Should look into making a heap. Something tells me the city wouldn't be too fond of that. Probably would not be the craziest thing you would see walking around Vancouver, but it would be a little stinky for sure. Do you think Kate tried to poison you with raw chicken? Nope. I'm normal. I 100% think that it was my own error. I don't think there was any maliciousness. Like the classic line, it's like never attribute to malice that which can equally be explained by ignorance. I am almost like, take that to infinity. I'm like, I never think that anyone is doing anything to harm me, except like in the moment, I'm like, everybody's uniquely conspiring to stop me. But then like an hour later, I'm like, I deserve it. Is chat more toxic now? No, chat is like so much less toxic now. I know I say this, but if you're a viewer and you've been around since like 2016, get the fuck out of here. You're not welcome here anymore. I thought I told you. I'm gauging mostly like chat, yes, you get a little barometer on it, but also the subreddit. Because like every time we do a stream, people will take little clips and they'll put them up on the subreddit and they'll be like, whoa, that was really funny. Hilarious. Ha ha ha. And then there'll be someone will post a clip from 2015 and then all the parasocial r/RuneScape Andes come out of the woodwork. Man, I miss when the content was like this. I haven't watched in 7 years, but for some reason I still subscribe to the subreddit and check it every single day, and things haven't been the same since the NLSS ended. I'm happy for him to get the bag and whatever, but he really sold out by playing Domekeeper and doing Sufjan Stevens impressions all the time. By the way, I haven't seen any of the content in 5 years, but my impression of the content is that it's worse than it was when I was 13, and now that I'm 18, I am too old to change my opinion on anything. The Sufjan posting had me in stitches. Well, we're probably going to stick with that for like 6 months then, so get ready. get used to it. Like, look at this. NL describes the ending to every K-drama. It's from the Library of Laterno. It's a nice clip. +2 million. This is good shit. Holy mother of +2. Also, the freeze frame of the dreamy dude walking on screen. This shit starts playing, it's just the best. Absolutely beautiful. When the montages came up, I was laughing so hard. See? Then found this clip from 2016. Go read the comments for this. When NL wasn't afraid to make edgy jokes. I wish we could go back to... I'd give anything in my life to go back to this era. I miss the NLSS. I miss Rob and Bear. I don't have any control over that. That's not in my wheelhouse. We'll never see a pogged out lineup like that again. No offense, Malf, Sips, Justin, etc., etc. I wish he would play Verdi. I miss old NL. Now it's nothing but rants about his child or child care. The viewer demographic really shifted when COVID... The sanest Redditor just popped. Same. The viewer demographic really shifted when COVID hit. Just the people spamming the worst possible takes in chat to get noticed, and the rest of chat eats that shit up. I didn't think games could get more mindless than Isaac. Really? Have you seen an ad for any mobile game that's ever existed? But SAP exists and has been around for 10 months, pulls crazy numbers. I miss Sunday streams with actual video games. The streams with Malf and Sips are good and probably the only things I still watch. Probably. Maybe not. Maybe I still watch a lot of other stuff. Maybe I still put you on my second monitor every single day. But like, maybe I have you on in my house like 25 hours a week, but I only really pay attention to like 20% of that. The other stuff is just for my own comfort. We'll never get another Deadly Premonition again. I don't make the games. You gotta talk to freaking Suda51, man. Or Swery. I don't have any control over that shit. Oh, no. Hey, you're famous. NL mentioned you on the last VOD. Sorry he put your ass on blast a little bit. I expect no less these days. Oh, well, he's wrong about it'll never be better than 2016, but whatever. I just wanted to point out he's changed a good bit since 2019. Yeah, this is not false. I did have a child in 2020. Tends to be one of those, like, I would say, like the top 10 moments that changes a person's life. Top 10 life-changing moments that understood the assignment. And straw man as fuck about the friends thing. Good lord, he had to dig deep for that one. I didn't. It was like your six most recent post. But then you're wrong when you say you must have occupied my thoughts for a good 15 to 20 minutes because you've been living there rent-free for like 2 hours over the course of the past 8 days. So that's like, we're both cursed. That's the thing. It's not really like, it's like when Iron Man in the Hulkbuster armor fights the Incredible Hulk. Nobody's really winning. The only person that's winning really is Ultron because the team that is supposed to be uniting to take him down is fighting each other. We could be condescending to other people. Instead, we're being condescending to each other when really, we should be in love. Who's Ultron? That's a good question. I got to think of, I don't know, maybe like Malf? Maybe Malf is Ultron here? Anyway, so is the community more toxic now? No, absolutely not. It's substantially less toxic. But I blame it on myself, because I spent 8 years being so well-spoken and erudite that I tricked people into thinking that I was the video game little toy player on YouTube that you watch if you're intelligent. If you're not like other YouTube watchers, if you don't watch people that let's play games that go, if you're smarter than that and you think you're better than other people, you watch me. And then I started to regress intellectually to the point where I'm shouting, and then people are like, hold on, wait a minute, this is holding a mirror up to my own perception of myself, and I don't like what I see. I wish you could take me back to 2016, where they play Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed and make the same joke about butter waffles 27 times per stream, and I wish we could go back. I wish we could preserve that age in amber, but we can't, okay? We gotta move on like a shark that would suffocate if it didn't keep moving, okay? I don't want to go off on a rant here, but does anybody think that the butter waffles joke is just the annoying orange for Redditors? Anyway, listen. But it does feel nice to say. I can't deny that. Sharks can breathe underwater. I can breathe underwater too. But only for like one breath. And then it's like bad. Then it's like, I don't know, I get like a really sore throat, and I'm like, I don't know, am I the only person who gets a really sore throat when I breathe in water? Did you have a good Peloton ride this morning? Thank you for asking. I did indeed. I went to the class list, and it was, it's all 20-minute, 15-minute classes. Shit's pissing me off. So I did the classic NL stack, 15 minutes, T-Pain, buy you a drink, all for one music festival special, 15 minutes, Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month ride. Combined kilojoules of 360. It's not bad. Stun locked on the main menu. This is the content. You know that, right? It's not like the part where we're creatively thinking about things and talking about them, just like coming off the top of the dome piece. That's not any less valid than, and then we're going to go down here and we're going to hope that we see some gems. Look, oh good, we got some gems. I'm going to bring those gems back to the surface. I'm going to take a quick look at who fucking cares? How old are you? I'm asking, this is not like a question from a place of derisiveness. I just want to know. Because if you're like in your 30s and that's what you're asking for, oh no, brother. We're searching the soul here. We're combing through the Zen garden between your ears, okay? The game is merely the background noise. That's why I'm not playing God of War Ragnarok. We don't need the emotions to be on the screen. We find them within. We comb through the soul. Sometimes we do go goblin mode. That is true. I thought that we were what's the opposite of a victim, but not a perpetrator? I thought we were a benefitter of nepotism. Dome Keeper is published by Raw Fury, who is somebody that works at Raw Fury. I don't want to brag, but he's a pretty big deal. Is also my manager / publicist. So he said, hey, do you want to check out the new Dome Keeper character? And I said, holy cow, nepotism working out in my favor. This is beautiful. Then I find out, I put in the little code for the beta branch, and it says, this is for all content creators. Hey, frick you, man. Frick you. I thought I was getting something special. I didn't know the Assessor was, like, available for everybody. What's up with that? I can't believe it. I like a one-handed game, too. Because you know what the other hand? The other hand squirting a water bottle. Hold space to charge a kinetic sphere. Choose a direction and release to shoot the sphere. It recharges its power with each bounce. To remove a single rock, you can move the rotating kinetic sphere into it. I'm in trouble. You can stop mining without shooting a sphere by releasing the directional keys. Hold Q to pull in resources until they are locked into you. Once locked into you, they'll follow you even if you release it. If you aim into a direction while dropping a resource, it will be accelerated heavily. All right. He's crazy. Can I have multiple spheres going at the same time? Nope. I don't want you to break. I don't want you to break. I needed those. Suck them up. Suck them up. Yeah, am I forced to mine rationally as a result of this? Like, this doesn't seem, this seems, bad for me. And then I can just yeet them, right? Yo! There you go. Okay, I'll be honest with you, I do not have the sauce yet. Is there any way to... I'd like to stop it midway. See, that's the mining we're looking for. Holy cow, dude. Actually, maybe this character's insane. You recharge orbs over time, it seems like. Thank you. Thank you. And then, send them up. Send them up. Send them up! I honestly, like, when I was... Here's how creative I am. When I was thinking about what the next Dome Keeper character would be like, my hunch was like, I wonder if it'll be like a character with like a built-in probe or something. That was how creative I got, which is to say not creative at all. Can I mail you a USB hub so you can finally live the life you deserve? No, I'm like Marie Kondo. I'm honestly, like, I'm done adding complexity to my life. This game requires a controller. Guess what? I don't require this game. It does not bring me joy. Hey, I have a device that can solve your problems. No, I've chosen not to let my problem be a problem. Because I've stopped caring. He's a boomer? That's not boomer mentality. Boomer mentality is like, oh, if I just buy one more shower caddy, then, like, I'll finally be happy. If anything, this is a very Gen Z, like, sort of mentality. Boomers are walking into, like, Marshalls, and they're like, you know, one more, like, in this house, we don't shame each other for making mistakes, live, laugh, love, sort of like, if I buy another, like, $2 for $9 piece of wall art manufactured in another part of the world that I've never been to, like, my home will finally be complete. Do you have any decorative succulents? Well, like, in my house, yes, but it's not my doing, it's my wife's doing. I would 100% be, like, if it weren't for my spouse, I would 100% be like the men really live like this and think it's okay meme. Without a doubt. I think, like, if I was a bachelor, I would have, like, one folding... I don't even know if I would own a TV. I think I might be, like, the exact... Like, the perfect ideal of the men will really live like this and say it's okay. I think if I had not, you know, met Kate in my early 20s, essentially, I would be the guy who's like, I have a phone, why do I need a TV? And then people would say, like, very sane things, like, well, your phone is really small, and what if you had company over? And I would be like, hasn't been a problem yet. If she doesn't want to sit on a cardboard box and look at my phone, then she's not the one for me, okay? If she doesn't want to watch Blade Trinity on my Samsung Galaxy S21, we're dead, by the way, but then she's not the one for me. You see, Hulk Hogan broke his, like, 5-year-long Twitter hiatus today to say the only things that change are the names, brother, HH. Gets me every time. So, after several, maybe not years, but after an extended period of not tweeting, he's like, I got some shit to say. Hulk Hogan really said, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. You think Hulk Hogan is the #1 listener of Whitesnake on Spotify? I have to think that there's a real chance. I gotta wonder, like, who's listening to Whitesnake in 2022? I think it's the Hulkster, brother. It was a 7-day hiatus. Okay, I might have put my own sauce on some of that. His own awful music? Wait, I didn't know that Hulk Hogan has music. I know Brooke Hogan has music, although I don't remember at all. What am I? You know what? If we got orbs, we should send them. I don't remember what their what her song was called, but he does, and it's bad. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I do know about the world just lost another Hulkamaniac, a friend to the end. Dun, 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 dun. I do know Macho Man's album. Track 1, Be a Man, Hogan. Listen, I'm just going to be honest. This is not anti-Drillbert. I can't handle Drillbert and this character at the same time. It's just like... It's way too much. You know what I don't understand? For as much as I've learned about, you know, the stock market and the economy, I still don't understand why people that are 100 years old like gold. I sort of understand that there's a pseudo-limited amount on Earth. We don't know how much of it is on Earth. I also understand that it in some ways carries an economic value because of the fact that it required economic labor to extract it. But then sometimes people say insane things like, well, you know, if you use it for making like computer chips. Yeah, but don't you use like substantially more like lithium and palladium and et cetera, that is, and then the same people will be like, yeah, but if like the world explodes, I'll be able to use all this gold for like, you know, like trading, stuff like that. And I'm like, really? But it doesn't, if the world explodes, I don't want any damn gold. I was just like, can you give me like a bag of rice or something like that? Or some water, some Pokemon cards? A goat? A goat would be nice, yeah. So many people seem to be into gold. And then don't even get me started, because I was watching Chib watch Kid Nation, right? And on one of the episodes of Kid Nation, a show where they just let a bunch of like 10-year-olds run a town, one of the kids wins like $50,000 in gold, and his chat was losing their minds. They're like, oh my God, look at how much the price of gold has gone up since 2004. Okay, why don't you look at how much the price of gold has gone up versus how much the price of like the S&P 500 has gone up, and then tell me which one you'd rather be invested in for the last 18 years. Since 2000, gold beats stocks by a wide margin. You actually have no idea what you're talking about. I hate to tell you this. Where did you get, please tell me you didn't get that data from like gold.com. You're telling me since 2000 stocks are up 124%? What are you talking, in the year 2001, the S&P 500 was like $400. It's 3,800 now, and it's down 30% this year. I guess if you time it exactly at the top of the 2000 .com crash, sure, let me pick a date, okay? Hold on, I gotta check this, okay? Let me go to Y charts real quick. So the S&P 500 in the, let's see, the year 2000. I'm going back. I'm on January 14th, 2000. It's $1,400, okay? Now it's $3,800. Now I'm searching for a gold ETF. I don't know the names of them because I'm a boglehead. It's probably GLD if I had to guess. Take it to max. In the year 2000, okay, it only goes back to 2004. I apologize. Well, it actually is up like 500%. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. It's from 44 to 160. Hold on. Wait a minute. I got to make a couple of phone calls. Oh, you know what? You're right. Okay, because I have not. Sorry. I'm not accounted for dividend reinvestment. But the gold fund probably doesn't. Whatever. Look, I'm willing to admit my mistake on that one. Holy cow. They should have bought the damn gold. That's true. This is not financial advice. That's gold, Jerry. Holy cow. I gotta get a safety deposit box. 100-year-olds are pogging in chat right now. Hashtag disclaimer. This is your brain on mutual funds? Well, I mean, I have respect for people that hold physical gold. I'm just not that insane. It's the beautiful thing about stocks is that you just buy them and they live in the cloud, waiting to be wiped out by like a once in a lifetime solar flare or something like that. Buying a gold ETF, I have no respect for. But if you buy physical gold bars and coins and then you bury them in a under your basement like Walter White, and you fully embrace the insanity, then I'm very much I respect that for sure. Where's the gold, Walt? That's not what Mike Ehrmantraut sounds like, by the way. Where's the gold, Walt? Yeah, listen, I'm a podcast Andy. I did listen to a podcast where they apparently the literature, the economic literature is that gold does provide a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a risk premium, but the risk premium is scaled to like centuries. So on any like 100-year period, you're not necessarily mathematically likely to beat the risk-free rate. But if you hold it for like 500 years, then you get some arbitrage over the top of it. But listen, we don't need to get into that. Is that why old people like it? No, like I think old people like it because, you know, if you're old enough, you've lived through like a bunch of like horrible bear markets, and maybe you like don't trust the stock market, but for some reason you think that like shiny metal is more trustworthy because there's like a limited amount of it or something like that. It's just not on the order of like one human lifetime. It was on the order of like, you know, generations. Since 1950, the S&P 500 has gone up 10,000%, whereas gold has gone up 5,000%. Get owned. Get owned, gold bugs. 10,000. Listen, I would be happy with 5,000% returns because I have modest goals for my life. But 10,000% would be nice. I mean, you're getting pretty close to the $10 to $100,000 challenge there. Dan should just buy a time machine and then put $10 into the S&P 500 circa 1936, and then look at that, man. Not sure if the Great Depression was the best time to invest in stocks. Here's the fucked up part, brother. I'm pretty sure it might have been like the best time. I don't know. I gotta go back and look at the historical data, build a completely arbitrary back test or something like that, and then be like, well, look, if you just bought Monster Energy drink, you'd be a trillionaire now. But right before it, no. Well, yeah, but 1936 is not right before the Great Depression, bozo. They should start in 1929. Like, get a clue. Why, if you're just making up shit to be mad at, then, you know, you're as bad as I am. You insulted me earlier? Joe, I didn't insult you, okay? I said that you're not infallible. There's two different things. If I wanted to insult you, I would say watch Joe play Rumbleverse. Sorry. I'm going to go double shield real quick, and I think I'm almost going to just, sorry. Season 2 of Rumble when? Yeah, I don't think I'm going back. The developers have shown no contrition for ruining my life, and as a result, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, I won't get fooled again. By the way, people keep saying that's a misquote. Does anyone else get annoyed when NL misquotes the idiom, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me? Excuse me, it's not a misquote. It's a correct quote from George W. Bush. Fool me twice, won't get fooled again. Yeah, read a book, people. Read a book. This book is called George W. Bush's Most Humorous Quotes. It's written by Jon Stewart with a foreword by Stephen Colbert. It was the #1 best-selling book at Borders in the year 2004. I own 17 copies. I still give it out for Christmas every year. Are you Barnes & Noble pilled? I don't know if I ever stepped foot inside of a Barnes & Noble, honestly. In Canada, we have two competing book chains that may have consolidated, called Chapters and Indigo. And then there was like, Kohl's Books was around for a while. I thought they for sure went out of business. And then I was in Lougheed Town Center, a mall outside of Vancouver, like 3 weeks ago, and there was a Kohl's in there. And I was like, what the hell? Kohl's Books still exists? When was the last time you bought a physical book? I bought a bunch of books at the start of 2021. Now, you don't want to know what they are, because you're going to be mad. And you're going to make posts. People are always making their pithy little posts. Are they Ben Graham's The Intelligent Investor? Yes. Are they Burton Malkiel's seminal work, One Up on Wall Street? Yes. Is it Daniel Kahneman's Thinking Fast and Slow? Is it Richard Thaler and Cass Sunstein's behavioral psychology work. Nudge, the science of decision making. Yes. Limited edition Playboys, Keck W. Kate, come on. Don't even get started. Who owns all the magazines in our book rack, Kate? Who's got 25 issues of Sword Art Online manga from 2013? Who's got the entire run of Hunter x Hunter in there? I've got one shelf on the bookshelf, and it's like all stock market, economy, behavioral psychology stuff. And Kate has like 7 shelves on the bookshelf. And I'm doing her a favor here because I know that the audience is going to be into it. But they're all, excuse me, how did I not find this earlier? They're all like, you know, Hunter x Hunter, Sword Art Online, Dragon Ball Z, etc., etc. I never read Dragon Ball Z. I get it. It's like, I don't read the script reads me, right? Why do you have 30 stock market books when you're just going to put it all into VTX? Because like most investors who came around during the last decade's bull market, I thought that I was a genius. So during the bull market, rather than just accept my genius, I'm at least smart enough to be like, oh, this can't be that easy. So instead, I read a bunch of books that were basically like, here's the science of investing. And I was like, oh, actually, I'm stupid. And the best thing I should do is just put it in an index fund. I'm thankful that I did it because I inoculated myself in 2021 to what actually happened in 2022. It ended up being a bit of fortuitous timing for sure. Isn't an index fund way too slow? Get a PO box and DM me. I am going to send you a copy of One Up on Wall Street. I mean, no, sorry, A Random Walk Down Wall Street. Don't read One Up on Wall Street. It'll teach you the wrong lessons. I'm trying to be a millionaire before 30 or broke. No in between. What about like $995,000? Would that be okay? That's like in between, but it's really close to your goal. No in between. All right. Well, you know, hey, I mean, if anything, you should still read the book because you've identified your risk tolerance. Your risk tolerance is insano mode, and you know, if that's genuine, if that's actually true, then you got to be true to your own self. This is so painful. All right, hold on. Let me just one moment here. This is so painful. Let me see. First off, you're saved because you're a subscriber. Following for 7 years, subbed for 27 months. I'm scrolling. Here's your messages for the last month. This is so painful. NL is blueballing me by playing as the Assessor so badly. POGCRAZY, get domed, lull, I love psycho mining. This psycho mining is unconscionable. This psycho mining is unconscionable. Ratjam F the motherload, Goldie, Kaka, cereal, it's the motherload. Reflection is God tier. What are you talking about? Psycho mining, water. You don't know what you're talking about. The motherload, POGCRAZY, upgrade Drillbert. You take that back. You've lost your mind. You let Domekeeper compromise your humanity. Do you realize that, right? Now, does it feel good now that you've seen your messages laid out in front of you? It's like if you look at how many snacks you eat on a monthly basis. On a daily basis, you're like, what? I'm just eating like 7 rice cakes a day. Then, you know, if somebody like pulled that shit out and was like, check it out, here's all the rice cakes you've eaten in the last month, you would be like, holy fuck, I gotta get my life together. It's no big deal. It is when you look at it in a compounding way. They're just like us, though? Yeah, I mean, be that as it may, Listen, at first I thought you were saying it's painful to watch the stream, and I was gonna, simply ban you. I was gonna do something that you would need to have the strength to do yourself. I was gonna remove you from the equation. Then when I saw you were a subscriber, I said, no, I can't do that. I love free speech, but you're going to have to pay me $8 a month for the right to have it. And then I just had to figure out where to go from there. So I think we came to a reasonable compromise. Did Mouth get the real checkmark today, by the way? Like, did he get the new gray checkmark that's like the old checkmark? Which one is the real one? The one that says official on it is the real one to me, in terms of what verification is. That being said, I don't really care, like, if anybody Oh, they already rolled it? They already removed the new one? Well, it just came out today. It's already gone? I was on the internet for like 5 seconds this morning. Things are moving so fast these days. What's the point of the old one? What do you mean? Like it's just like, I just can't stomach anymore. This is the relic. We probably just won the game. I can't stomach any more takes about Twitter just because, like, it's already, like, so many people have spent so long talking about it. If I have friends who want to spend $8 a month on the blue checkmark, what do I care? You know, hug your kids, pet your animals, you know, treat people nicely. Who gives a shit? It's not that big of a deal. I do think that they should add, maybe, like, they don't have to have, like, don't have to confuse things by having, like, a one check mark that's like they paid for the money or they paid money for it, and then like one check mark that's like they're actually like a government official or whatever. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't care too much. I do think they're horrible decisions, but also I'm like, man, it would be like the best thing that ever happened if like the website died. It would be like a net good for mankind if the website went out of business. So I don't want to say anything that could, like, compromise that reality from coming to pass. Something else would take its place. Yeah, but I could, like, you know, not be there. You gotta remember, like, people my age, when we joined social media, most of the time it was like, wow, that Facebook thing did so well, we might as well join Twitter. Now, like, you know, with the benefit of 15 years, I guess, of hindsight, we're like, I'm never doing that shit again. Are you crazy? I can't, it's blowing my mind when I'm seeing people my own age that are like, come follow me on Mastodon. Like, you really, you went through the last decade on Twitter and you said, oh yeah, I'll re-up. I'll sign another, I'm going in for another tour of duty. Some people rely on social media for part of their income. Yeah, but like, not that many. I mean, like, I'm kind of one of them. Sometimes in a sponsored deal, you know, it's like baked into the contract that they like want to tweet. And I'm like, I see the analytics on this shit. Listen, I'm just like you guys. When I see a sponsored stream, sure, if it looks cool, I'll watch it. But like a sponsored tweet, I'm like, I'm not clicking on this shit. Are you crazy? Tweeting to like 187,000 people, and like, you look at the tweet result and you're like, 5 people clicked on this tweet. How about all those social media managers for corps? This is with sincerity, and it's with goodness in my heart. You just got, sometimes, there's always going to be a negative to like anything positive. I'm not saying it's for the greater good necessarily, because Hot Fuzz has ruined that logic forever, of course. But honestly, it's like, you know, you're like, well, it would be good if there was less war. But then what about the soldiers? You know, like, you know, it's just because I'm not advocating for people to lose their jobs for no reason. I'm just saying, you know, when we pull the history books from, like, you know, the sands of the desert that used to be North America, there will probably be, like, a chapter in, like, the 2008 history books. It'll be like, look at this new innovation, social media. Let's see where the 21st century takes us. And then one written in 2099 is going to be like, if you are reading this, please use your time, put the crystals in the time machine, go back to 2004 and unplug the Wi-Fi in Mark Zuckerberg's dorm. It's the only chance. Wait, hold on. It's the perfect time for... There's no other way. We have to fix the timeline. Sorry, I realize he's going a lot faster when he does that. Anyway. It's true, we would lose some great accounts. Well, like, I mean, no, we wouldn't lose them because they would maybe go somewhere else. But, like, you know, Frasier looking at video games, sure, like, go to Tumblr. But I don't need to see Frasier looking at video games every day. It's a little hit of, like, you know, hopium to make Twitter better, for sure. Like, my Twitter experience got a lot better once I realized that there was, like, no obligation to get mad every day, and instead I should just follow, like, you know, the bread and circuses that I find the most entertaining. But even still, I think it would be, like, a net good for not only my life, but also, like, life in general if it was removed from the internet. But you can disagree with that. It's fine. It's just one man's opinion. Twitter's good for sports news. Okay, like, won't somebody think of the sports news, though? I think I'd be... just doesn't... You know, like, people made do back in the day. without everybody being like, you know, last year I was a high school senior, this year I'm an insider to the Arizona Coyotes locker room, etc., etc. I think there should be like a BeReal. If you're not familiar, by the way, and you might not be, depending on you, like if you're as old as me, I don't even know how I know about BeReal. Must have talked about it on a podcast or something. It's like a social network where like once a day they send a notification to your phone and they're like, take a picture of where you are right now. So it's like to combat, you know, that Instagram reality where everything's like highly posed and like, look, I've rented like a private jet and look at me, I'm on my private jet that took like 12 days to set up like one photo, okay? We know what it is, we're not old. Okay, fair enough. Listen, they need a, I'm not interested in that at all for the record, but what if they made a BeReal that was like, you're forced to take a photo of whatever food you're eating? I would join that social network. If it was just like it had to be a photo of like whatever you were, BeMeal, that's so good. If it was just a photo of whatever you had for lunch like that day. And like some days you would be like, oh wow, you're at like a nice restaurant. And then some days you would be like, holy cow, this is like, you're eating like, you know, a cheese string and some saltines over the sink. I had no idea. That'd be a cool app, man. Me eating my 40th rotisserie chicken in 40 days and seeing God. I mean, they might as well call the app like B-Sandwich for me, because I do be eating the sandwiches like every damn day. Like 2x daily. CMK1000, by the way, thanks for the gifted subscription. I'm not trying to go off on an anti-gambling crusade. But, you know, again, I got tweeted yesterday, hey, NL, are you going to get it twisted? And it was the, how, like, the Canucks... You know, here's the thing. Let me preface this, because people might not know, okay? Hello, Mouth, by the way. Hello. There's something at sporting events called a 50-50. It's basically a raffle. Everybody who buys tickets, the money they spend on the tickets goes into a pool, and then the winner, and it could sometimes be, you know, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Or at least in the tens. The winner gets 50% of the proceeds, and the other 50% go to charity. So it's a charity thing, right? I think it's a nice part of being at the sporting event. Is like, you're like, yeah, you know, maybe while I'm here, I'll buy, you know, 5 50-50 tickets for $10 or whatever. But then a couple years ago, the Canucks started running the 50-50s were, they started running them so you could buy them at for away games, which is crazy to me. So like the Canucks, they played in Ottawa last night, and they made a tweet that was like, hey, make sure to buy your 50-50 tickets for the Senators and Canucks game tonight. And I'm like, I'm not even in the arena. That shit is in Canada. It's like, it's on the Rideau Canal. Like, so I replied to the tweet and said, if you buy tickets to the 50-50 and for a Canucks away game from your phone, you need to seek Gamblers Anonymous immediately. And I kind of believe that. I think I don't think there's a kinda. I think like because it's not just like insane. It's also like the EV is horrendous, right? Like there's a 50% rake on it to begin with. Now the other 50% goes to charity, which is why like I don't feel bad about doing it when I'm at the game. It strikes me as like anybody doing that is like it's like for gamblers, it's like when an alcoholic drinks like Purell. It's like they just needed like a little fix. I think that's when you know you got a problem, is you start betting on the 50-50 for the away games for the Canucks, honestly. If you buy, I don't care if you buy 100 tickets when you go to the game, but if you're like, oh, they're playing at 4 p.m. Eastern in Buffalo tonight, then I'm like, you know, maybe just like, I don't know, don't buy it, I guess. Bro, where the hell is this? He's not... What do you mean I'm not even trying? Where the fuck is it? Half the people are shouting down. Half the people are shouting, it's further to the left. Why are you doing vertically? The shit is like, it's hidden. It takes 100 years for us to mine like a single block that we want to block. We can buy like 100 blocks can be mined. Oh, it's literally like right here. We can mine 100 blocks as long as we don't care where those blocks are. But if you need one specific block, shit is not possible. So we won, by the way. If you're a doubter, eat pant, honestly. Bro. Bro. Dude, like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, can you just become locked in on me, please? She looks like a steak and she handles like a bistro. Like, this is madness. Go ahead, kill me, kill me! I don't even care anymore. Everything sucked lately. You might have to do this wave? What do you mean I have to do? No, the relic's locked in. I don't need to do it. Look, there's no way they could reasonably expect you to fight through this wave. Come on. Act like you've been there before. Hey, Joe, how do your points on doubt look right now? Just asking. Fuck. Let's go! Okay, well, we did win. Wither would have been great that wave. So true if we didn't have the shield as our gadget, which doesn't have Wither as an option. It's hard being so right all the time. Constantly, you know, and this is another reason why I'm not that into Twitter. Just fighting back against this misinformation or even active disinformation. It takes so much effort sometimes. I'm so exhausted at the end of every 5-hour stream. It's crazy. Okay, you got 10 seconds. Guess what I'm eating? I'll tell you, I'll give you a free space. It's not Quaker Oats rice cakes. 10 seconds starts now. Time. You guys are so bad at this. Nobody even got close. These are proudly made in America, Farmer's Pantry Cornbread Crisps original flavor. I would have thought that was like a freebie. I guess. No, they're like almost like a pita chip. We got it in a gift box. I'm eating this in Vancouver right now. Is this legal? Because the back says, we Americans are a driven people. We push boundaries, try new things. We move the world forward. The pursuit of better is in our DNA. We are always hungry. Brother, is fried wheat. It's not like you didn't invent like nuclear fusion. It's just, it's a snack food. Ingredients: enriched wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin. Made in Long Island. Distributed by Farmer's Pantry United Snacks of America. That's cute. Pretty good though. I'm going back in for another couple, honestly. Sorry, on Long Island. On Long Island. Dude, we gotta work on this, I know I've said this before. We gotta stop putting snack recipes on the back of snacks. It's reached an insane level. I bought everything flavored Quaker Oats rice cakes. On the back of it, there's a recipe telling you to put some fucking smoked salmon on top of it. You really think I'm putting salted, cured fish that's like $8 an ounce on top of a Quaker Oats rice cake? Where it's like 14 of them for $3. Like, it's not happening, man. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous statement. / marker. Tiny rogues. So then I said, Vampire Survivors, it's November. I'm trying to eat Thanksgiving. And everyone laughed and they handed me a crisp $100 bill. Will 3 times 0 be on the exam? 99% of adults can't get this right. But 75% of kindergartners know the answer. Would you like to know more? No? Okay. Because what I was going to do was try to construct like an order of operations, an ambiguous mathematical expression where depending on how you learned order of operations, you might evaluate it differently. You know what's funny? If you wrote a math problem and said like 90% of 10th graders know the answer to this, but only 1% of adults do, I would totally buy it. I think that's actually true in real life. Like, if you just said, what's, like, you know, sine of 90. I believe that the average 10th grader would know the answer. Maybe close to 50% at least. And I believe almost no adults would. Radians or degrees? What do you think I'm talking about? Like, are you smarter than a 5th grader? Yes. Am I smarter than a 10th grader? Honestly, like, no. At least if we're using, like, book smart as a definition. I'm more well-read than a 10th grader. I also am capable of fighting, like, my id better than the average 10th grader. Like, I can structure my life in a way that's constructive. I'm certainly wiser than a 10th grader. Smarter? I don't know. I think if you gave a general aptitude test to me and a 10th grader, the 10th grader might beat me. Are You Wiser Than a 10th Grader would be an incredible show. It would be. Hey, someone was talking shit about you. What should you do? A, ignore it. B, make a burner account on social media and then try to spread a horrible false rumor about their lives. And, I don't know, a lot of adults would probably take B too, unfortunately. I guess it depends on who the host is. If the host was Kevin Durant, they might be like, you know, freaking send it, dude. I would love some decks, though. Hey, yo, Aaron. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions as well. I always want to say something like as if on cue, but I don't want to make it seem like I feel entitled to your daily bread. So I always just end up saying thank you, but maybe it's like a seed for, like, at some point you're going to launch, like, yoaaron.com, and this will all come out. Like, it's actually just been guerrilla marketing for, like, a website that you paid below market rate for. If so, more power to you, honestly. You should drop all your boots. Well, you don't carry around a bunch of boots with you? Dude, I didn't even mention I got so upset. Okay? Came home from picking the baby up from daycare yesterday. Kate says, hey, you've got a leaf on your shoe. I go, oh, I do. Reach down to take the leaf off of my shoe. There's a clump of mud that is holding the leaf to my shoe. Only it's not mud. It was dog poop. I touched it and then smelled my fingers and I was like, it's disgusting. Then I realized, of course it's dog poop. I got into our car after I picked up the baby and was like, why does our car smell like shit? Was there like did an animal shit all over the city or something? Then when you have a toddler, you just get used to, like, oh, sometimes it smells like poop and we'll, like, solve the mystery later. So I'm like, oh no. So then I use, like, a paper towel and I tried to clean it off, but because they're boots, they have, like, big, like, grooves in them, so I couldn't get the poop out with just a paper towel, so I had to go out on my patio with the garden hose and, like, pressure wash it out. And I'm like, I hope none of this is getting, like, into my nose and my mouth or anything like that. Anyway, they're clean now, but it was not nice. So I'm not mad at the dog. I am mad at the dog owner for not cleaning it up. But, like, joke's on me, 'cause I have no idea who did it, so I'm just going to take it out on all dogs forever now. Hey, NL, in a WWE match, who would win? Team Economist or Team Philosopher? Whoever Triple H wanted to win would win, right? But if it was like an actual fight, I'm betting on Team Philosopher. Because I feel like to be a philosopher, I'm not saying you have to be, like, you know, yoked or whatever, but you go through, like, physical pain. Or spiritual pain, I guess I should say. Like, you go through some... That's not to say that economists don't, but they're not forced to by necessity, I think. You know, they could also just look at, like, the National Bureau of Economic, whatever it's called, forms, and be like, oh, you know, employment's up 0.35 this quarter, you know? Like, philosophers are like, what does it mean to, like, you know, be a person? So I bet on the philosophers, because I think that they have a deeper wellspring of trauma to draw from, I suppose. Economists do a lot of cocaine, though. I don't know if that's true. I feel like traders might do a lot of cocaine. I don't know about economists. Only in the sense that, like, many of them are, like, in their 70s, so maybe they were partying in the 80s. I don't know. I don't think you have to do coke to be an economist. I think you just have to, like, love looking at data tables especially. Was cocaine popular in the 80s? I feel like this is like a trap question, not because you're like trying to find out if I do coke, but because you're trying to get me to admit to being old. I wouldn't know if it was popular in the 80s, except like, you know, that's what I've heard. I was born in 1988. So I was just a little baby. I had not even been toilet trained by the time the 90s rolled around. Oh, hello. Hey, I gotta drink something. No, never mind, I'm okay. Okay, watch, I remember this guy. Remember this guy. I just gotta remember, you gotta block his, you gotta dodge his attacks. I know it sounds basic, but like this attack is very blockable. Oh, he's done. He's toasted. Just poop in the toilet? How hard could it be? Dude, honestly, like that's what I'm saying though. How hard could it be? But apparently the answer is it ain't that easy. But you're done. Like you're done. This is the easiest run of my entire life. Let me out. You gotta get the souls first. You feel exhausted. Oh no. Cold winds try to take hold of you. Let them take you? No. Listen. The casino knows. The patrons that argue that that was a failure, you're barking up the wrong tree. We won that run. You know it. We're paying out the casino for belief. You didn't even look at the new characters? I don't care about new content. I never walk into my favorite restaurant and say, what's new here? I sit down and I say, hey, give me the Californian chicken sandwich with sweet potato fries, okay? I'm not that concerned about novelty. The novelty comes from within. Wasn't Domekeeper new content? Yeah, and then I frickin' sucked. Not the content. I frickin' sucked. As a Californian, what makes it a Californian chicken sandwich? Usually something in Canada is called like a Californian sandwich or wrap if it has like bacon on it, or sometimes it'll be like turkey or chicken, like a chicken breast. A little avocado too, true. Avocado for sure. I was sleeping on the fresh avocado. You know, always, anytime I watch like a sporting event on TV, you oftentimes see ads for avocados from Mexico. Like that's literally the name of the, I'm assuming it's like a Mexican governmental organization. I don't have the heart to tell. Could somebody pass on the message that I just buy whatever ones they have in the grocery store? I'm not a purchasing manager for the grocery store chain. I don't have the ability to choose what avocados I'm buying. I'm sorry to say. Like they're probably from Mexico. They probably are. I don't know. But like I just feel bad that they're spending all this money like advertising. And I'm like, brother, I just buy whatever. I'll be honest. I don't even look at where the shit is from that I buy from the grocery store. I know that a lot of grocery stores, they have it like printed on the signs now. And I think that is a good thing if you're conscious about that kind of stuff. But like, here's my take. It doesn't matter where it's from. If they're only selling one kind of cauliflower at the grocery store, whether that shit is from Alberta or Idaho or Guatemala, I'm getting it. If they had 10 bins, I would probably choose to maybe buy local. But if they only got one celery hopper, then wherever that came from, that's where I'm getting it from. How do you keep finding the worst games to play? Hey, why don't you make one, and then I'll make sure to move it to the top of the list. Because I love playing games that suck ass made by fucking idiots. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it just came out. It just came out, okay? Just spilled, the words just spilled out of me, okay? I'd like to apologize to all devs except for the person I was responding to. I'd like to apologize to everybody but that person, specifically. Want my game Steam key? Don't send it to me, because it's gonna create this thing where, like, you're gonna be like, I sent you the key, when are you gonna play it? And I'm gonna be like, I don't know. I come up with a docket like 4 seconds before every stream, and then like I don't want the expectation that I'm gonna play it to be there. What I do know is if you're a game dev, well, I was gonna say you shouldn't be out here talking shit about other people's games. That's not the way the game dev community should work. But then there are, like, you know, 1 in like 5 game devs are like, I want to cultivate a social media presence of like being a bad boy, and they go on and they start talking smack. So if that's you, then I suppose more power to you. You know, somebody's got to usher in the attitude era. Worked great for Phil Fish. Is the world ready for the Phil Fish wasn't all wrong take yet? Like, he said some bad things, don't get me wrong. But he made the mistake of insulting the gamers in an era where that was just something you never do. It was like a customer is always right sort of era. Now, when the gamers get insulted, people are like, yes, get him, finally. Someone's going in on him. Not saying that he did nothing wrong. I'm merely saying... I mean, so, yes, he did say to someone, suck my dick, choke on it. But I forget, what did they say to him in the first place? It might have... Listen, there's times where I want to say that on stream. Some stranger comes in here and is like, I hate you. And I'm like, I hate you too, dickhead. So, you know, I'm not judging him till I walked a mile in his shoes. Or I'm not judging him because I've walked, maybe not a mile in his shoes, but I've walked... miles in shoes before. You don't always have to be the devil's advocate. I'm not being the devil's advocate. That's what this is like what I'm not saying I actually believe it. I'm just saying, like, I need to hear the specifics again. As far as I understand it, he was just kind of like, he was just rude online. But I'm like, you know, I don't know, there's a double standard. Public figures don't get to be rude online, but if you're like a nobody and you're rude online, it's based. Get over yourself. One good turn deserves another. Plus, Fez is actually incredible. It might actually be like one of the most underrated indie games of all time. Even though it's people who have played it, rate it, so many people were like, I'm not going to support Phil Fish financially because he's like a jerk. That's fine. But like, you know, so are a lot of them. But like, just not as publicly, which I guess is preferable for most people, but... Want to play a game? We both wage some money. Let's say 10G, then we roll a dice. You win if it's even. I win if it's not. Yes. Perfect. Let's play. Scammed? I win. We should play again. Want to do it again? Yeah, yeah. It's 1 in 8 odds. It's 1 in 8 odds. I don't believe you. Bro, I'm going in. 1 in 16. There's no way that it just lasts forever. It's got... Yes! You win. We should play again. I'm going, dude. We're due. Oh, get fucked. Jerk. Aren't you a casino hater? Yeah, I would say so. I mean, if someone was like, do you want to... If we were in Las Vegas and someone was like, do you want to go to the casino? I'd be like, we're already in one, but sure. But if someone was like, hey, do you want to download this app on your phone to gamble on sports games that you're watching on TV? I would be like, oh, no, absolutely not. I'm more than capable of losing my own money buying the upsell for guacamole at Chipotle, okay? Yes, I did see the video of an entire line of older people playing slot machines like crazy. It's just like it's a sad video. It's not kind of sad. It's like, it's real sad. Because they don't even know that if you mash the button, the machine knows that you're hungry for a win, so they're never going to pay out. You have to play coy with the machine. You got to be like, you got to mix up your timing on the button press. How is this sad? They're enjoying themselves? Well, listen, in the strictest way, sure. But I kind of like, I'm one of those people that likes to think that, you know, despite so much of our shared, like, biological building blocks, like, I'm better most of the time. Like, I think of myself as a higher order animal than a rat in a Skinner box. Not everybody has that same sense of gravitas. Also, when I enjoy myself, oftentimes I have a smile on my face, or I emit oxygen from my, I guess it's more carbon dioxide, but from my, my mouth. I go like, you know? When I'm eating those Quaker Oats rice cakes, I'm a rat in a Skinner box for sure. I'm taking 2 rice cakes out of the pack and going, this is all I'm gonna eat. By the time I take the first bite, brother, I know that's not enough. I'm going right back in. I might as well have just taken like 5 right out of the gate. Look at you playing Marvel Snap though. There were comments under that video that were like, yeah, but like all the kids these days are on their phone all the time. And like, yeah, but like every time you press like send on your phone, you're not paying $1 and the casino's giving you back like 94 cents. Like, I mean, I think if you, I don't know, that's why gambling is so weird for me. Some people are like, I don't mind it because like they're enjoying themselves. But like anytime I see people talk about gambling on Twitter, or like when I see like, you know, Instagram comments that go to professional athletes and stuff like that, it's never like, hey, thanks for the game tonight, I lost $20 but I had a great time. It's always like, hey, you missed the shot, fuck you, now like I'm broke. It doesn't seem like you're enjoying yourself. It seems like that placing the bet gave you a thrill, and then the results of said bet have put you into a position of buyer's remorse. If you get a thrill out of gambling and the losing is okay, then, you know, this doesn't really apply to you. They should just play Isaac instead, though. It's literally like $15, and you can play it forever. Did you already do a bit about the check marks? Like, kind of. I'm not that pressed about, like, Twitter business decisions. It's more just, like, I don't understand why. I guess there's people out there that are, like, really offended by the existence of the check mark and the fact that it's only for people who, like, are who they say they are. Like, they think that the checkpoint, or the check mark is, like, a source of power for people they disagree with. But, like, it's just, why couldn't you just use, like, a different shape? This doesn't make sense. Can't you just use a different shape? Twitter should add affiliates? Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. I also don't understand why they're talking about, like, hey, we're gonna introduce, like, monetization for creators on Twitter. I'm like, bro, you gave up the whole game. I just realized I'm making the content that you're putting the ads in front of. If I'm not making the content, you're not able to run any ads. Why are you serving me ads? I should be getting no ads. You should be paying me. I was happy to post for free until I remembered that, you know, like this website is apparently it has to make money. Well, now it's work. Oh no, it's the boss. Oh no. Why is he not taking damage? No, I've been suppressed. That did not go well. Fair enough. You know what I got though? I forgot I had these Farmer's Pantry cornbread crisps. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. Not sure if you can see it, but hold on, I gotta pay out the bet here. Not sure if you can see it, but they cut the bread, and then it becomes a slice, and then it becomes, would you believe it? It becomes like a little chip there, like a pita chip. It's quite tasty. Try to eat only 2? I could not. I could never. Very tasty. Oh, sorry, I thought I was muted. Just kidding. But the wizard is my homie, though. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. Slash marker tiny rogues. Okay, we're gonna do Super Auto Pets Weekly next. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. Just kidding. We're gonna do a 100% give it to me daddy difficulty level playthrough of God of War Ragnarok. Starting right now. Starting right now. Here comes the music. Here it comes. Get ready. That iconic God of War soundtrack. Kratos, we got to find a Nibelheim. Got to bring the lightning spear. Got to fly on Jormungandr. Got to find Yggdrasil and fight some bosses that are all trolls. Trolls. You think chess will come back soon? I don't know, man. Here's the thing. It's a dead game. I think they need like a new season pass or like to go free to play or something like that. Because it's just like once you've seen all the board positions, there's just nothing more to do, right? Like it's just, oh, they're going to play the Sicilian. Okay, I snap and resign. I snap into resign. You've seen all the board states? Yeah, it's an 8x8 grid. There's only 64 possible positions. Like if you play for like 2 hours, you kind of seen it all. In Night City, what makes someone a criminal? Getting peacock. Very true. Keanu, dude, we should get Keanu on the stream. I think he'd fit right in, honestly. We got a very similar sense of humor. Both big fans of Matthew Perry. I think we're both big Chandler heads. If I had to guess. He might be too busy. What, filming Ballerina, the new John Wick spin-off starring Ana de Armas? Okay, if we can buff a rooster, there's something to this. Would you co-stream with Joe Biden? That sounds like it could be funny. That sounds like it could be a humorous time. Do you think he would say Minnesota? Joe, we have a lot of jokes on the stream. We really liked when you were at that rally and you were naming U.S. states. You think you could do an impression of that live for us right now? You think you would get a T1 tattoo live on the stream with us? Probably not. Probably. Yeah, probably. What about Trump? Sure, why not? I don't know. I did like the interview that went viral yesterday where they were like, the midterms are tonight. What do you think is going to happen? And he says, this is just like paraphrasing, but he was like, well, I think if they win and they do, I should get all the credit. And I think if they lose, I should get none of the blame. But I bet that's not going to be how it's going to go. I was like, don't take it out of context. I admire that level of refusing to accept consequences at all. It's just like, well, if things go well, I would like to say that it was my doing. And if things don't go well, I'd like to blame it on somebody else. I would like that too, honestly. It's kind of my energy at any office job I've ever had in my life.
Well, I think if they win, I should get all the credit. And if they lose, I should not be blamed at all, okay? But it'll probably be just the opposite. When they win, I think they're going to do very well. I'll probably be given very little credit, even though in many cases I told people to run. And they ran, and they turned out to be very good candidates. They've turned out to be very good candidates. But usually what would happen is when they do well, I won't be given any credit. And if they do badly, they will blame everything on me. So I'm prepared for anything, but we'll defend ourselves.
Good morning, Chib. Wake the fuck up, Chibley. It's time to travel to a diamond on your HUD. And then when you get there, lose control of your character, and instead your character gets a gun pointed to their head and they sit down in a chair, and then you just gotta move your head around the whole time. Listen up, Johnny Utah. What's Keanu Reeves' name in Cyberpunk? It's the thing the scum of the city doesn't get. If there were none of me, there wouldn't be any of you. Any of you for me to grind down with the heel of my boot. Any of you to scrape off my fucking shoe whenever Night City starts to smell too shitty. And then he's out the window. Then you get control of your character, and then you just go, get out of here, Johnny Silverhand. Johnny, did you just do what? You did not just do what I think you did, Johnny Silverhand. Okay, run towards this other diamond. Go, go, go. They're closing in on your position. Hey, sorry. I don't have anything against Cyberpunk. In fact, I've never even played it. So, yeah, that bit was like mostly for Chiblee. I don't know what's going on this weekly, okay? So stop making fun of me. Don't make me eat the cornbread crisps again. Let me be a lazy muffin. Sounds like something Gordon Ramsay would say to you if your restaurant was on Kitchen Nightmares. There's fucking dirt under the carpet. If you rip up the carpet, there's dirt under it. You lazy muffin. Oh, give it a rest. Are you taking the piss? That's more like Ozzy Osbourne. No, Ozzy Osbourne is you fucking lied to me. It's cyanide. It's a fucking stomp. Chevin! It's like, that's Ozzy Osbourne. It's the same accent. No, because Gordon is like, it's a fucking stomp. Ozzy Osbourne's like, it's a fucking stomp. You can't tell the difference there. I'm like, you need to get your ears checked. That's not Ringo. Ringo's like, it's a fucking stomp. Hey, Ringo, George isn't here today. What should we do? Let's play the fucking drums, shall we? Boom boom bum doom boom ba ba boom boom ba boom boom bum. Ringo, the only guy in the Get Back sessions that is still enjoying playing music. Anyway, sorry, we've been down this road before. Have you seen Ringo's awful art? You must be talking about something other than the NFTs that represent 75% of my digital asset portfolio, I hope. Although I have been diversifying a little bit with the Three Stooges reaching for a Bitcoin on the ground. Ringo's awful art? You mean the whole Beatles catalog? What the hell? Ringo, he only wrote like 3 songs that ever made it to albums for the Beatles. What are you talking about? It's just mean. Also, Ringo, he's a pretty good... There's some songs where Ringo's like a freaking sweet drummer, dude. The drums on Something are so good. Something in the way she knows. Like he's a good drummer, man. Ringo wasn't even the best drummer in the band. Is Mouth here? Is this best Mouth quote? Didn't they never actually say that? Who cares? It's funny. Oh, your team's too strong. Get a life. I'm gonna say Shrimp's out of here. What the heck? I'm just enjoying my time playing the game. Get a life, you bozo. Get a clue. Yeah, Ringo's the happy Beatle. Paul is the one who looks at songwriting as a craft. John Lennon is the... George is the hippie who got really into meditation. Ringo's the party boy. I would say Paul is like the Johnny Knoxville of the group. He like holds them together and is the first to volunteer for the spiciest songs. And then John Lennon, that would make him the Steve-O, of course. He has a bit of a troubled past, but he's doing his best now. And then you'd have to say George Harrison, he's kind of like the Danger Aaron. And Ringo, of course, would be the Chris Pontius, if I had to, and I do have to, but if I had to, that's how I would do it. Can I say it? John Lennon kind of pisses me off. Paul McCartney comes to these, like, it's a long time ago, I guess. He came to the songwriting sessions, and he's like, hey, here's a little ditty. I worked up in the hotel room last night. Once there was a way to get back homeward. Once there was a way to get back home. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing you a lullaby. And then John Lennon's like, I've been hammering this ditty out for 7 weeks. Number 9, number 9, number 9, 9, number 9, number 9, 9, 9, number 9, number 9, 9, number 9, 9, 9, number 9, number 9, 9, number 9, 9, number 9, 9. How did Paul McCartney was a damn saint, man. He kept the band should have been broken up like 5 years before it actually happened. He kept the damn wheels on. I actually like a lot of the Lennon songs, to be honest, but In My Life goes hard. I don't respect anything before the Beatles went electric, but I do, you know, I am the walrus pilled without a doubt. What does it mean? Here's a second question for you, dickhead. What does it matter? Sounds good. That's a good point. I would say McCartney does machines. Well, I don't know. No, McCartney is more like the Leonardo of the group. He leads. I'm going to say George Harrison does machines, as long as you consider like the sitar a machine. And then Lennon, cool but rude, I guess, and Ringo Starr is a party dude. I have not been able to make Seal work this week. I'm just going to go ahead and... it sounds like the start of that Panda Bear song. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, man, what's your problem? You know, bros, dang it! So, if one person knew exactly what I was talking about there, the bit is not completely wasted. The song starts with like a loon. It goes like, woo, woo, ding, 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 ding. You know, do Canadian geese ever just chill? I feel like they're always migrating north or south. They chill up here from like March until like fucking October, and it sucks. It fucking blows. There's like 2 months where they like have their babies, and then you see them all the time, and you're like, oh, that's so cute. They're like, because they're not feathers yet, they have fur instead, and the geese are always like doing stupid shit, like trying to walk 100 kids across like a 6-lane road. But like most of the time, people actually stop for them, which is nice. You know, it gives you a little bit more faith in humanity. Then they become geese in like, I don't know, by July or August, they become geese, and then they just shit everywhere. Like everywhere. It's not even that they're mean. Like, I feel like people have the wrong idea of like how geese should behave. Like, we're in their world, not the other way around. Like, why does a geese have any compulsion to be nice to a human being? People will be like, oh, I was only gonna fuck with it a little bit. Yeah, like, you know. Why? Why should a Canada goose have to be nice to a person that's like walking up to it? Of course they're taking it as a threat. They hiss like crazy? Go get away from them! I dislike them because their poop is like incredibly toxic and also everywhere. It is our right as apex predators to fuck with any animal. I think we're too comfortable as human beings. Way too few, let me think this one through. Way too few people are getting eaten by crocodiles. There's like, people fall into the like gorilla cage at the zoo and they like shoot the gorilla. The dude's just minding his own business. He already got like ripped out of his birthplace, put on a fucking like cargo ship and shipped across the Atlantic Ocean or something like that just to live in Cincinnati? You took me out of the rainforest of Kenya to put me in a cage in downtown Cincinnati? Then some asshole is like too comfortable. He's like, I'm an apex predator. Jumps in the gorilla cage and I'm the one who gets shot? Make it make sense, man. Sufjan Stevens should really write an album about Harambe. It's like one of the most tragic stories of all time. I'm not talking about Tilikum though, okay? Because like, it seems like, I'm just going to say it, I think that whale might be a bad seed. If Tilikum were based, it wouldn't have gone after the trainers. It would have gone after the audience. I'm sorry, but it's kind of true. Anytime I go to the Vancouver Aquarium, the trainers are always like, I love you. Here's some fish. And then they don't have cetaceans at the Vancouver Aquarium anymore because of the telecom shit. But anyway, it's like, the sea lions are going like, bar, 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 and they're eating the fish out of the air. It's the audience that's like, hey, do you think I could ride that? Telecom did kill a random guy? No, some dude broke into the aquarium like at night and then fell in the orca pool and died. Like, was killed by the whale. It's not a random guy. That's the home invader. He did eat his penis. Listen, every time you eat like an oyster or a clam or something, you're eating an oyster's penis, probably. I don't really know how the morphology works, but like we have double standards. It's like human beings are like the trolls. We're like, we can be mean, but animals have to be nice to us. It doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm saying more people should be eaten by crocodiles every year. There should be like a story. They should just make it up. Like once a week, there should be a story on the news. Yet another man was found eaten by a crocodile. What was he doing? Oh, he said, hey, film this. This will be funny. He tried to put his hand in the crocodile's mouth. Crocodile grabbed his arm, pulled him down into the bottom of the Everglades. Just make the news up to get people to behave the way you want them to behave. It's all I'm trying to say. Source, I made it up. I'm just saying, I think man has become too comfortable. That's why I do also dislike Canadian geese. But I also dislike when people say, yeah, because they're mean. And I'm like, no, what are you doing? Of course you see a bird, you fucking like walk up to it and get really close. Why do you expect it to be like, put her there, partner? Any animal that's done that has been like, they've regretted their decision soon after, except for like cats and dogs. That's like basically it. There's like 2 out of a billion species. Every other animal species, we're like, yeah, put her there. And then like 8 years later, we're like, that's the last one. Finally took care of all those pesky salmon. Cows, pigs, and horses? Bro, like that's so... You're like a movie villain. Horses, maybe. But like cows and pigs? You know how evil it makes you sound to say like they're alive as a species because we eat them for meat? That shit is like, you're a monster. Not really, but like, just think about it. Like I eat meat. So maybe this is hypocritical, but it's like, not like, oh, hey, say you're welcome. Or sorry, let me rephrase. You're welcome. For what? For eating 3 pork chops a week so that your species can exist? They're not endangered? I'm just going to say it, like, my ass would probably rather be endangered than farmed for meat. I don't know, it depends. How good is, like, if they gave me, like, if they treated me, like, kind of good and they, like, they had, like, Netflix in the cages and stuff like that, maybe? I'd have to think about it at the very least. I thought you hated Netflix? Yeah, but, like, in the cage, it probably hits harder, right? Because, like, you got nothing else to do. If they've only got Prime Video, just wipe us all out. What are you keeping us alive for? Disney Plus, I'd have to think about it. Depends. I just don't think geese, like, have any... There's no reason for them... No, they aardvark. They don't have any reason to, like, be nice. What do they get if they're nice to us? Nothing, man. They get to live? They still get to live. Although they are talking about, like, starting the goose cull here. Because, like, I can't stress enough. It's because their poop is, like, so toxic, dude. There's, like, too many of them. Apparently. I'm not passionate about the issue either way. I'm just saying. Toxic poop, pretty funny problem to have. I mean, I guess, like, human poop is pretty toxic, too. I guess I'm not trying to, like, make geese feel bad or whatever. But, like, I am me. So, like... I'm willing to deal with it. A goose is like, I don't know, it's just like it's just a goose. I don't leave a layer of poop everywhere. Yeah, but you would if they had never, like, invented the toilet or whatever. And you, like, we didn't even invent the toilet. It was just like a guy. I didn't do shit. You ever think about how bad the world would be if smart people never existed? We would have so many problems. I mean, we got a lot of problems now, but they're, like, mostly higher order problems, at least. Like, I'm struggling to reach self-actualization. We'd be walking around, like, pooping in the ground and stuff like that. Stepping on poop. We'd have to wait a few centuries for someone to invent time. I'm so glad we live in a world where, like, time exists. Because I have an insanely great internal clock. So, like, if you ask me what time it is right now, I swear to you I'm not looking. I'm going to say it's around 1:24 Pacific. Okay, it's 1:14. I didn't have like a big breakfast. It must have been. It probably is the cornbread crisps, honestly. But even still, 10 minutes off. It's not too bad. You know, like a lot of people out there have horrible clocks, right? You'd be like, "Hey, meet me at midday at the town square." Your ass would get there at like 11:45 because you have social anxiety, and then fucking the other person wouldn't show up until the sun's coming down, and you'd be like, "Is this midday?" And they'd be like, "Sorry, there was traffic," and you'd be like, "Really? There's no fucking roads." It would give late people, like it would be open season for late people. It would be imba. What does the Jerma live mean? Is it just people who want attention? No, Jerma and I are best friends. So people, they like to come into the chat and be like, Jerma's live. Just so you know, just so if you're looking for something to watch at 2 p.m. after the stream is done, your best friend is live and you can go watch him. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Last week I had 4 streams on one big monitor like I was day trading. How can you follow? You're like Morgan Freeman at the end of The Dark Knight. How can you even glean any information out of that? Isn't it just chaos? I'll be honest, like you could close my stream. It's not like I think that most of the time we're having like a good stream. It's usually entertaining. Sometimes it goes off the rails, but like, you don't have to watch that shit live. You could catch it on rerun. Plus, on rerun, they fill that shit with mid-rolls. So I think, like, it's better for my bottom line. So, yes, please. She don't use Scampi or any of those. She uses... So, line. Let's just say tangerines. It works. And then you go, bang. She uses, okay, yeah. She uses Scampi. Tuk. I know a girl who has a level 2 bear. She's always overriding whatever food was there. She don't like garlic. She don't like cheese. She don't like lemon or any of these. She uses Scampi. Honey also works. It makes more sense. Sorry. What the hell is this? It's early flaming lips. Boomer. It did sound Blink-esque. What the hell is Blink-esque? This is okay. This is okay. Oh, Blink 182? No, that's I fell in love with a girl at the cock show. She said what? And I told her that I didn't know. Did I already tell you about people keep asking me how I feel about Blink 182 reuniting, and I never realized they actually broke up? What's the cock show? Get a load of this guy. He doesn't know what the cock show is. Oh, man. Nobody tell him. Nobody tell him. Oh, man. You must not have had that much fun in high school. Oh, man. Blink 182 did separate? Bro, that's why you gotta mix it up every once in a while and keep it in the fridge. Question marks? It's a joke about natural peanut butter. You didn't pick up on that? It's a reference to the phenomenon of natural peanut butter. What are you talking about? I don't know. So, does anybody else... I don't want to go off on a rant here. Does anyone else see or think that the medium is the message? What did that loser mean when he said that? So many people say that. The medium is the message. What does it mean? Basil. Thank you. This could save me. What does that mean? It means the medium is the message? Well, when you put it that way. What does it mean? No, the message is not the medium. If I send you an email, it's not a television. He doesn't know, nobody tell him. Oh no, is this something you could learn at the cock show? I think Marshall McLuhan, he was just like saying stuff. And then like he said the medium is the message. And a bunch of people went, whoa. And he's like, run with it, brother. I could build a whole career on this. What is he saying? Like all TV is movies? I just don't understand. Look, level 3 jellyfish. The medium is the message. Level 3 jellyfish. What the? Yo, look at this. Whoa, it's like she's trying to get me onto the dance floor, and I'm reluctant to go. But then we're at the part of the movie where it's a meet cute, so I'm like, okay, fine. And then it turns out I'm really good at dancing. And then at the end, she goes like, where did you learn that? Oh, I did 5 years of hip-hop dancing in middle school. And then it's like maybe like a James Marsden, Katherine Heigl sort of joint. She do be reeling in the ear. She hooked me. Look at that. She hooked me. Oh. Oh, man. So, you gonna take the hook out? You just gonna leave me here? It's a good bit. Oh, man. The medium is the motherfucking message. That is damn true, dude. Your everlasting summer, your everlasting sea bass, you can see it reeling fast. So you grab a piece of swordfish that you think is gonna last. You wouldn't know the smallmouth bass if you held it in your hands. The things that pass for a soul, I don't understand. Are you reeling in the fish? Catching all of the fish? Are you gathering up the fish? Have you had enough of mine? Oh, man. Your singing is like Ringo's art. What the hell? Someone put my singing on the damn blockchain? I've been funged? Jerry, they funged my token. I thought that... This is Kramer voice. I thought that thing was non-fungible. It's supposed to be non-fungible. They funged it. I gotta make some calls. Giggity. Giddy up. That's it. Jerry, they're the Three Stooges. They're not making any more of them. It's a sure thing. Carly, Larry, Mo. You gotta have watched like the whole week this week to understand what we're talking about. You've got the perfect register to sing Frank Sinatra. I love also telling people lies on stream to get them to embarrass themselves. And then regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. When you stream, do you picture all 8,000 of us packed into an auditorium? No, I always love when streamers say stuff like that. They're like, hey, you know, if you get down on yourself, you only have 500 viewers. Just imagine. That's like a mid-sized auditorium. I'm like, brother, whatever you need to tell yourself is great, don't get me wrong. But if to watch the stream, you had to, let's not even talk about buying a ticket. If you had to drive and park and then deal with being in a crowd, fucking, there'd be like 6 people, max right now. I'm not picturing a stadium. Here's what I'm picturing is like maybe there's like a free carnival or something in like a park in a city. So people that happen to be like walking by, they're like already on their way, are like, whoa, there's some tents set up in that park. Let's go check it out. And then they go, you know, oh no, they're trying to get me to convert the Hare Krishna faith. And then you maybe get like, I don't know, like some... palak paneer and then leave. That's pretty much the vibe that we got going on. It's not like a stadium. It's like, you know, it's just a thing that happens to be going on that has like an insanely low barrier to entry. I want to shout +2 IRL. I don't know about that. I'm not, it's just, I don't know if I can handle that, quite frankly. I'm not sure I'm cut out for all that, honestly. With the 3-drink minimum, though, oh man, people will be going off. I did get a message from someone yesterday. From my FB friends. Sorry, that's from the classic video, Who Dat Say Gon' Beat Them Saints, where the guy bet that the Saints would beat another team and he bet the Saints wouldn't beat another team, and then when the Saints did, they all shot his big screen TV on his front yard. Anyway, sorry. I forgot what I was talking about. But the message was about yesterday's stream where we talked about how all laws about alcohol are just lies. Particularly, you're not allowed to serve somebody that's openly intoxicated. They said you can't make that law. You can't actually enforce that law because drunk people give me my best tips. And I was like, you know what? They got a point. But I bet that there is like a, with very drunk people, I bet it's like a plus 10% bonus to your average tip. But then on top of that, there is like a 5% chance that they just run out of the bar without paying their tab. I think you got a little look. There's always a trade-off, you know. In good game design, there's always a trade-off. That's why they take your card. Oh yeah, they don't really do that here. I only see that happen in of the places I go to, which is not many. I only see that happen in America, where you go to the bar and order a drink, and they're like, "Give me a piece of your ID and a credit card." In Vancouver, it just takes a really long time because you pay for every drink at the point of sale machine as you get it. So the throughput is like incredibly slow. It might be a thing outside of America. I don't create a tab at too many places at this stage of my life. That's only if, you know, if you're blowing it out. I don't know how it works. Is this one of the, me walking into every establishment? Hey, before I order some food, I have some questions for you. Is this one of those places where you pay at the, do we order at the front or do we sit down? Do we walk up and tell you, do you run us down like a line of the order and then you give us a tray with our food and then we find a table? Or do we find a table and you guys have someone that like comes around and takes your order? And do we bus our own tables? Is there like a bin we put our cutlery and stuff into, or is it do you come around and do that for us? And do we leave a tip on the table, or is it? I'm not gonna stall out at 6. We're going for 7 minimum. Minimum. I don't like those trendy new restaurants where you have to, you know, bus your own table. Never know how to order at them. It's just they're so cool with their like opaque ordering systems and their point of sale machines, and they don't have the huge 1980 cell phone Interact machine they bring around to your table anymore. They all got these cool screens they flip around. And then they're like, is an emailed receipt okay? And I'm like, no. And they're like, paper receipt? And I'm like, no receipt at all, please. And it's a whole, and then they're like, please don't come back here. And it's I've made a lot of enemies in this town. Can I tell you, my baby played a prank on me yesterday? I've been trying to get her to eat more vegetables, right? So I bought some hummus. I bought some celery. I bought some baby carrots. Made her a nice crudité in honor of the Pennsylvania election yesterday. She wouldn't eat any of it. She said, I don't want this, I don't want this, and I don't want this. She pointed at everything. The hummus, the celery, and the cucumber. And the carrot. She said, I don't want any of this. I said, okay. I took it away. I gave her some bread and some hummus. She said, I don't want this. Pointed to the hummus and just ate the bread. Listen, whatever you can get, you take at this stage of the picky eating. Then, when I was putting her to sleep last night, she said, Daddy, I like hummus. It's like, really? Tell me that I wasn't hunched over the sink with like a rubber plate with celery on it going blah, 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 blah. Eating, I mean, I loved it, don't get me wrong, but she like pranked me for no reason. Did you call her a POS to her face? Are you crazy? No, I called her a POS behind her back. I'm a parent. So I'm offended you would even ask me that question. Halloween has kind of destroyed her eating habits, man. She doesn't even want to, like, eat, she used to be okay with, like, pizza or a sandwich or pasta. Now, she's like, the only thing she wants to eat is candy. I'll be like, do you want pasta for dinner? She says, no. I say, what do you want for dinner? I want candy for dinner. You can have your candy after dinner. First, you've got to eat some additional calories on top of it. It's an awful lot of, like, eat this, please. No. Awful lot of, like, I don't want to go to bed. You have to go to bed. I don't want to go to bed. You got to go to bed. It really sounds, me trying to get, I don't want to go off on a rant here, but does anybody else feel like David Hasselhoff in the Broadway show Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde when you try to get your toddler to go to sleep? You must go to bed. You need to get some sleep. I don't want to sleep. I'll never go to bed. What are you talking about, Jesse? You're not familiar with David Hasselhoff's inimitable turn as both Dr. Jekyll and, get this, Mr. Hyde. In Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, my nephew screams every night when it's time to go to bed. This MFer knows it's time for bed. I'm telling you, man, it's... and then wouldn't you know it, like as she gets in the crib, she tries to throw like a little temper tantrum. And then like 5 seconds later, she's piling like all of her stuffed animals at one end of the bed and going, look, Daddy, I made a house. Like, obviously you love going to bed. Like, it's no big deal. Why are you throwing a monkey wrench into it for no good reason? La-di-da, looky, Mr. Fancy has a garage. What do you call it, Mo? A car hole. What's your favorite Mo Sislak quote? I like, it's not a quote, but when I forget what happens, but he puts his head in the oven and he puts a sign around his neck that says, no funeral. Just a sizzling bagel. It gets me every time. Not today, old friend. Not today, old friend. And then it's Nightmare Analog. Today, old friend. Today, old friend gets me every time. It's always like in response to some like, you know, the Astros have traded Jose Uribe. It's like a bunch of orange star icons in the mentions. Today, old friend. It's so good. Oh, man. He's making us look like a bunch of cheapskates. Whoa, whoa, my rope came loose. That's a good one, too. Thoughts on people that own iguanas? Whatever. I don't know. God bless them. I have nothing but respect for iguana owners. Seems like a lot of work. You got to buy like a special light bulb or something, right? Yeah, you got to buy a bulb and plug it in. Man, who's got the damn time? You need like a special little glass box or something too, right? Me getting laughed out of the aquarium store when I go in and ask for an aquarium for my lizard and they tell me it's a terrarium and then they all go, this guy asked for a terrarium from the aquarium store. You got to go to the terrarium store. Then I'll make them all pay. I'll make them all pay. Maybe the giraffe's the ticket this week. Don't they run insanely fast? I don't know. Probably not as fast as the world's fastest human being, if I had to guess. I don't know that for certain. Like, don't quote me on that, but that would be my expectation. It is kind of crazy that even like an out-of-shape human has a lot of advantages over some animals. Like, I definitely, like, even at my least conditioned, I can jump higher than a fucking ant. Imagine being like an ant and then like somebody rolled like a pretzel stick at you really fast. What are you gonna do? You ain't got no knees, dude. What are you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna get hit by the pretzel rod. Me, I'd just be like, oh, no big deal. Oh, what's your best streak of jumping rope? Oh, fucking 0, loser. Oh, but I only weigh 0.05 grams, but I can carry 0.75 grams of cupcake. Okay, fucking who asked? I have a car. You know how many cupcakes I could carry in that thing? I don't know. Probably like if I don't care about the icing, I could probably carry like 1,000, maybe more. I hadn't really thought about it before that exact moment, to be honest with you. Also, you live in the literal dirt. Like, honestly, know your place. Are you that insecure you gotta talk down to an ant? Well, yeah, I'd love to talk up to an ant. Unfortunately, they're fucking like 1 millimeter tall, and I'm like, I don't even know, like 176,000 millimeters tall or something. Wait, no, that would be very tall. I'm like, 1,760 millimeters tall. Wait, is that right? That seems about right. OMG, you are the smallest loser I ever seen. While you were still PP in your ant colony, I was lifting cupcakes much greater in size than you. Grown adults getting really angry is always funny. Like the Jonathan Marchessault when he got tilted on Instagram. Dude, what are you talking about? Go suck on your mummy's titty. Stop wasting my time. It's just an all-timer. I didn't have a stroke. Look, both hands above my head. I don't even have pit stains, and I'm wearing, this is wool, I think. I'm cool as a damn cucumber. Pulse check? I feel like it's like mid-70s. It actually is a little elevated. You should go speak to a physician. It's a joke. They don't. They won't see me. Tom Cruise? Toad. Okay. Okay. Stand on the chair. I'm not gonna stand on the chair. I'm not. And okay. No, it's sorry. It's sorry. It's no big deal. You have no pants on? Excuse me. I went pants shopping on Saturday after I fell down the stairs. You think I'm not rocking the walnut doers today? Don't be ridiculous. They are not extremely dad pants. They're cool contemporary pants for a man, a young adult in his approaching the peak of his physical conditioning and such as. I thought we had that one. Next merch run, can you do a fleece vest? I work for a FANG company. Dude, I've been losing it at... This is two different things that are... They have some synchronicity to them that I discovered this week. I didn't know there was a Twitter account called Tech Bros Looking Dripped Out. And it's like all, you know, like kind of nerdy tech CEOs wearing streetwear, which is fine. But then someone that I follow posted a bunch of photos and said, like, I miss when the CEO of Twitter used to look like this. And it's Jack Dorsey, and he's decked head to toe in Rick Owens. And he's got, like, the shoes where, like, one of the shoes is, like, a normal shoe, and then the other shoe is, like, the same shoe, but, like, stretched out. So, like, one of the shoes comes up, like, almost to his knee, and the other one's, like, a sneaker. And it's, like, it's just so fucking funny. Which is fine. Like, it's not a big... Like, I don't really care, but I'm like, he's getting... Like, Jack Dorsey, what are you doing on stage dressed? Like, I'm not saying, like, have some decorum. I'm just like... So I see it. Like, I don't want to brag, okay? Sometimes we find ourselves in a Nordstrom. Sometimes we find ourselves in a Holt Renfrew. You'll see an older gentleman. He'll be dressed in, like, a nice suit, slacks, good shoes. He's got a little bit of... He's got a nice watch on. And he looks put together, and you're like, that's like a 45, 50-year-old man who's like, he's dressing his age. And then you'll see like a dude who's head to toe, Gucci printed hat, Gucci printed tracksuit, Gucci printed shoes, and his face is like, he's clearly like in his 60s. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I just feel like you're kind of trying too hard. You can dress however you want, but also, like, I can't help but see you. And as a result, I have to judge a little bit. But I'm neither. I'm the guy in the zip-up polo and the walnut doers. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that class is for men and swag is for boys. I would love to know your thoughts on this, though, because maybe I'm way off base. You do look like you wear socks and sandals. Excuse me, I'll have you know... I don't wear sandals because I'm an idiopathic toe walker. So when I wear sandals, it really makes my feet hurt after like a few minutes. So I can't go for long walks with them. So I wear shoes. I don't know. Anybody else still wearing shoes these days? The world's so fucking crazy. Nobody's even wearing shoes anymore. Everyone's like, oh, I got Birkenstocks. What the fuck? Wasn't asking about Hermes, brother. Can you please thank you? That's all I ask. If we lose, we lose. But I just need you to kill the damn scorpion. That's like your only job is to kill the scorpion. Holy cow! It's a damn 10-piece, dude. I can't believe it. It finally happened. And the team looks like every other team I've ever made. Except it has a pug. Is that the secret? Is the pug the secret? Or is the secret that when the world surprises you, the lesson you should, when the world surprises you, the lesson you should learn is not what happened, but that the world is surprising. So true, Daniel Kahneman, so true. Pretty funny. No, Zombs still says update required. I refuse to circumvent the Discord launcher to play Zombs because I'm worried it's going to install a crypto miner on my PC because their newest game that they stopped working on Zombs for was like a Web3 farming game or something like that. So I'm just asking, okay? I'm just protecting myself. You're right, we should check that one out. Hold on. Zombs Royale. It's developed by Endgame. Dun, dun, dun. It has its own Wikipedia article. Can you believe that? Endgame spent the rest of 2018. The game was built in 4 weeks, but after its successful launch, Endgame spent the rest of 2018 supporting it. What do you mean 2018? What do you mean 2018? It was like 2 years ago. Kate is live. I'm going to send you over there. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow because it's Thursday. It's that simple. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to eat the rest of these cornbread crisps. Can you tell my wife, by the way, if you follow through with the raid, can you tell her the cornbread crisps are delicious? I know a girl who has a level 2 bear. She's always overriding whatever food was there. She don't like garlic. She don't like cheese. She don't like lemon or any of these. She uses scampi. Honey also works. It makes more sense. Sorry. What the hell is this? It's early flaming lips. Boomer.